In the last convention, I was lucky to discover this young artist that has charismatic drawings. But that is not the only talent she has that amazed me. Because aside from being a gamer and a freelance artist, she is also developing her own game. Her name is Betina Mascenon, a 21-year-old freelance artist. An artist worth to like and follow. She's got 1,400 likes and 1,444 followers on her Facebook page. And her art is magical. But like every great artist I know, it will take a lot of time and effort before they will get known. And I was lucky to know and tell the story of how Betina made her dreams come to life.
When I was a kid, I'd have this Pokemon handbook, and then I'd like copying the drawings of the Pokemon there, and then I'd show my classmates. And when they told me that I was good, it was a really good feeling back then. And my dad also did art at the time, so he would teach me some things about copying portraits from pictures of people in real life, and that was probably my first time to get into art, just getting my feet wet. I was probably around 6 at the time, but then I didn't really pursue it or draw more after that.
Just like any teenager, Betina's path to discovery was full of twists and turns. At one point, she wanted to become a theater actress and a singer, but it was until she reached 4th year high school that she realized her true purpose.
Since 4th year high school, I think I was 15, I wanted to make games because games really taught me so much about like how I should live my life and how to be a better person. And with that, I was thinking if I could make games that could teach other people, to inspire other people, or to share my dreams with other people, then I can do that. I can do that with art. I can definitely do that with digital art. And so after working on, art and developing my skills in all kinds of art, I was thinking, this is probably something for me. Currently, I am developing a RPG game. It's just me on the project, and so you can see here some of the stickers of some of my characters. So it's an entire project called Project Refract, and Project Refract is basically a collection of games, so it's not going to be just one game. For now, I'm developing a game called Nightwalkers. So as I said, it's going to be an RPG. As far as I've worked out, it's going to be a side-scroller RPG with some battle mechanics, things like that. With Nightwalkers, you've got this world where 3 years ago, suddenly monsters and people started going violent. At night, they'd come out and they'd have these like glowing red eyes, and they'd start attacking people, killing them. They were very violent and they were very brutal. Even the army couldn't stop them on their own. The story of the game is going to be played out through the perspective of 3 different main characters. And then their stories are going to rotate around each other. Have first Theo. It's this guy. You can show a picture later. So there's Theo. Theo is he's actually one of the infected ones. The whole rampage and violent creature thing with the red eyes, people have come to call it as the red-eyed plague. So what happens is you get infected and the next day you start becoming nocturnal and then you lose yourself. You basically lose your humanity. Theo, on the other hand, was infected at the very start, but he hasn't lost himself yet. The infection hasn't spread for some reason. And so he can actually hide the fact that he is infected. And then we also have Riker, who's another character. He's more of the wild card. And his deal is basically he actually joins the Nightwalkers on a whim. He's not connected to the plague. He's not a criminal, but he just joined a suicide squad, basically, for no particular reason. And you don't know about his past much, other than he's a mechanic, and he's kind of a two-faced liar kind of character, so you don't know what's going on with him. One, I don't actually have a sticker sheet of her. The printing went wrong. Is Clarinet. She's basically like the version of light for them. There's this legend wherein there'd be some great chosen one, a savior, but then that legend is more of like a fairy tale kind of thing. But since by legend she was actually the chosen one, they made her into like ambassador of goodwill. They put her on TV spots for propaganda, just to give people hope. But at the same time, you know, the legend means absolutely nothing. It's a fairy tale, and she doesn't even know what it means to be chosen per se. So she leaves all that and goes off to look for her father, who actually tried to stop the red-eyed plague back when it first came out, but then he went missing.
Her determination to create the game Project Refract had pushed Betina to hone her skills and explore her talents in game development and design.
Okay, so the game is still very early in development. It's still in its conceptual phases, so I'd say about 5 to 10%. So we have the visuals for the character concepts for the 3 main characters already out. The preview of the plot is already up on the website. So right now I'm just going through laying out all of the scenarios needed for the game before I start getting into coding. Right now, the struggle is definitely trying to figure out how to do everything, since I am just one person. So planning everything out and trying to account for all of my other weaker skills, because I'm mostly on illustration, right? So aside from that, you know, planning for the future is still a little shady. I wouldn't know when I'd be done with the game either. It'd probably take maybe the next 5 years for me to actually finish making the game by myself. And but yeah, I know I can get through it, and perhaps maybe at a later stage I'll be able to get other people on board with the project as well.
Aside from creating her game, she is also a freelance artist and an entrepreneur in cosplay community. Betina is the living proof of the quote, "Make your passion your profession." She invested on her skills until her hard work paid off and eventually made her mark in the art industry. And now she achieved new heights after being invited to join the art duel in Singapore.
Best tip I can ever give a fellow artist is, or probably this tip would be good for almost anything, but it's always to challenge yourself to do something that you don't think you can do, but you want to be able to do. You won't learn until you actually try to do something. So I know doing something that you can't do or you know you're bad at is scary, but if you just try to do it, try to go out of your comfort zone and do things differently, experiment, and try to gain new skills, that's the way you will learn, and you'll be surprised. Hi guys! If you like my work, you can follow me on Instagram, that's betina.art. You can also follow me on Twitter, that's Betina_Mascenon. And then you can also find me on Facebook, that's Betina Mascenon Art. And if you'd like to know more about Project Refract and Nightwalkers and all my other games, there's also a website, betina-art. You can check that out. And currently, right now, I am a moderator for a fanzine, yes, or a fanzine of the game Dark Knights by Pinlin. So if you want to join, artist applications are up until December 10.